Alright guys, we're going to make a play on potato skins today. My girlfriend Sharon here is going to be showing us how to do it. Now we're using yellow potatoes. You can use any type of potatoes you want. These are smaller of course, so you can use the larger Idaho potatoes, red potatoes, whatever you like. We have about 7 here. That's good for really about 3 to 4 people because when you cut them in half you get a lot. But we're going to go ahead and show you our version of potato skins. So let's go ahead and see the next step. So with any vegetable, you're going to wash them first. So that's the first thing we're doing. Just clean them off under cold water so you can have nice clean vegetables to work with. Alright guys, while we're preparing our potato skins here, good thing to do is get your oven preheated, and we're going to cook them at 475. So go ahead and get it going preheated, and let's go ahead and get our potato skins ready. Alright guys, so obviously potato skins. First thing we're going to do is slice all of our potatoes in half. We will do a little bit of extra prep, but we're going to get these all sliced in half to begin with. Alright, so as you can see we got all our potatoes cut in half, and now we are cutting out a little circular area to fill it with. And we have a couple done now. We're going to keep doing the rest here. You can use a spoon. It's very easy to do. And as you can see up close here how they kind of look. Just cut out an internal area so you can fill it with what we're going to be doing next. Now just for, saving or not wasting vegetables, the centers you cut out you can do something else with. They're still potatoes. You want to cook them up and do anything else with them, you can. For this purpose we're doing the potato skins of course, but you don't have to waste the centers. Go ahead and make whatever you like with them. I probably have some other videos on my YouTube, Earthling Cooks, for potatoes, and we'll try to put up some more in the future, but you don't have to throw those out. You can do whatever you want with those. Alright, so as you can see the circles are cut out of most of them. The next thing you're going to want to do is get a baking sheet ready with aluminum foil so you don't have to clean it. You can put them directly on the baking sheet if you want. And we're going to brush them with a kind of seasoning / marinade, and we'll go ahead and show you that next. Alright, so we're going to be putting our potatoes on our foil. Like I said, use foil if you like, or just on the pan. And as you saw, we have some extra virgin olive oil here getting ready. And we're going to be brushing them. If you don't have a brush, you can just drizzle oil over the top of them, kind of use your hands, just get them covered in oil. And this is going to be the first step to get the flavoring start going. So as you saw, we finished up the backs, flip them over, and you're also going to olive oil up all the insides here. So we're halfway done. We're going to finish those up. Alright, so once we're all oiled, we're going to go ahead and add on salt and pepper, which she has there. And then we have, this is cayenne pepper. And we have onion powder, garlic powder, paprika as well we could add. I'll grab the paprika out of the cabinet. I would suggest adding some paprika too, but as we go here, the cayenne I'd say if you want it to be a little spicy. If you don't want it to be, don't put it on. But do put on the paprika. Alright, so now once you've gone ahead and seasoned your potatoes, sometimes a little oil will fill up. You can leave it in there or not, but our preference is to kind of dump out the oil. You can kind of dump it under the potato, and that'll kind of create a non-stick surface for when you're cooking it. So go ahead and don't shake it out. Leave the seasoning in there, but you can go ahead and dump out any excess oil that's in there. Alright, so before we throw our potato skins in the oven, which we're going to kind of cook twice as you'll see in the video in a minute, we are going to put some meat and then some toppings on. You can choose kind of your own toppings if you want something extra. Today we're going to be using Mexican cheese, sour cream, and we have some leftover ribs. Pulled meat is amazing on the top of these. If you want to add some bacon, beef, chicken, anything, you can add pretty much any type of meat, but I would suggest kind of like a pulled or soft meat. It's really great. So we got those out to put in there, but let's go ahead to the oven and see the next step. Alright guys, before we go and cook, we had about 7 yellow potatoes, remember, they're smaller than normal potatoes. But this is about all we're going to put in there in terms of meat, like probably about 3 or 4 rib bones worth. It's just a little meat on top, really makes it tasty. So we're going to break these up so that they fit on top of our potatoes perfectly. So as you can see, we got the meat cut up into little pieces to fit on top of the potatoes. And we're going to put them in now. We have it at 475 like I showed earlier. And we're going to cook them for how long?
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
And then we'll flip
That's
them.
going to be softening them and flipping them, and then we'll put the meat and stuff on and finish the cook. So we just threw our potatoes in the oven. Now we're going to be reheating kind of ribs as I talked about. So we're going to throw them in the pan for a couple minutes. Like I said, you can use any meat. You can use ground beef, chicken, whatever you like. Cook that meat to the specification that it should be cooked to. For us, we're just reheating, so a minute, maybe a minute and a half to just reheat it. Alright, so after these are done on the first side, we're going to take them out and we're going to flip them all over, throw them back in for how much longer?
8 minutes.
8 more minutes, and we're going to fill them first? Or we're going to cook them first 8 more minutes before we fill them. So here we go, and I'll show you when we throw them back in. Alright, so we're at 475, flipped them all over, and we're going to throw them in for 8 more minutes before we fill them up. Alright, we flipped them, and now they are finally cooked on both sides. We're going to take them out, and now we're going to flip them back over and fill them and get them ready to go. Alright, so now that we've cooked them on both sides, we're going to be adding our meat in. And like I said, we're using some rib meat, and this is pretty darn good rib meat that we have here. But you can use anything you want. Rib meat, pork, like pulled pork, any type of pork. You can use bacon, you can use chicken. Pretty much anything you want to put in here, you can. We're going to be putting this rib meat on, a little bit of barbecue sauce, and some sour cream. So we're filling them all up here, and I got to tell you guys, I've had these many different ways, and with the rib meat, it's really amazing. So I would suggest trying it out how we're doing it, but if you want to try some other meat, that's alright too. Alright, so we are doing rib meat, so we have some barbecue sauce here. It's like a barbecue potato skin here. Of course, whatever you do, chicken you might do something different, but barbecue sauce and chicken is great too. So we're putting some barbecue sauce on each one here. And then we're going to add some cheese and sour cream, I believe. And like every potato skin, we need to have some cheese. So we're going to be topping it off with cheese here. And as much as you like on each one. If you like cheese a lot, put a lot on. If you don't like cheese too much, put a little bit less on or none on. It's up to you. Alright, so after the cheese is on, we just want to melt that up. So we're going to throw it back in the oven, still at 475 for about 2 minutes. Alright, so basically once the cheese is starting to melt pretty good, you can leave them in there for about 2-3 minutes tops. You don't want to overcook them. We're going to be putting on the final step now. And the final step, potato skins need some sour cream. It just makes everything all the more yummy. So just put some sour cream on each one. And this is going to be our final product. You can't even believe how good this is. Use some pulled pork, some ribs, some whatever meat I said. You know, you can use whatever meat you want. And it's amazing. Let's go ahead and get a little close up for the end of the video. Have any questions, let me know. This is Earthling Cooks. Happy cooking. Have a good day. We'll see you all later.